Hello, welcome to Goodnight Flagstaff. I'm Beth Verstraete, and I work for the City of Flagstaff. And I was always one of the students that would love to read out loud during class. And I like to do it for you, for the Literacy Center as well. Thank you for tuning in to our community story time. You can find a new chapter from one of our favorite family-friendly books at 8 p.m. each weeknight on the Literacy Center's YouTube channel and on Creator Radio, a local online radio station. The previous chapter is replayed on Creator Radio each weeknight at about 7:45, just before the new chapter airs. You can also listen to all previous Goodnight Flagstaff recordings on YouTube. We are currently reading Race to the Sun by Rebecca Roanhorse. If you'd like to check it out to read along with us at home, it is available in the Hoopla app with your Coconino County Library card. Check out one today. Please email us if you'd like to join our team of readers and connect with your community through stories. All ages welcome. Our email is goodnightflagstaff@gmail.com. Last time we read together, Nizhoni met Davery and Mac, and they shared their gifts for Spider-Woman. Only Mac failed to keep hold of his because he had to save Mr. Yazzie instead. So Nizhoni sacrifices her turquoise necklace to make up for it. Then the heralds leave them to find Spider-Woman on her own. Chapter 26, Spider-Woman and Dr. Thunder. Are you sure this is it? Mac asks as we make our way up the dusty road. The lushness of Nizhoni is behind us, and if we turn around, we can still see Spider Rock. But up here on the lip of the canyon, there's just a trailer home with an old pickup truck in front. I didn't know what I expected Spider-Woman's house to look like. Maybe a massive web or a dark cave where you can't see your hand in front of your face. But there's nothing like that around here. We reach the driveway and pause. A sign on top of an old tin mailbox reads, "The N.A.H. Rug Weavers Extraordinaire," in red and black letters. "This must be the place, Mr. Yazzie," I ask, peeking down at the neckline of my hoodie, where our guide is sound asleep again. "Perhaps you shouldn't wake him," Davery says. "He's probably traumatized after what he went through with Mac." "I'm traumatized too," Mac mutters. "You don't see me napping." "Don't be rude. He's old." Then, eyeing the trailer door, I say, "Well, we didn't collect all these gifts just to stand here and not find out whether this is her. Let's go knock." I pat the backpack pocket holding our 3 precious items, touch my mom's necklace, which I'm wearing for as long as I can, for bravery, and march forward. I look at the area around the trailer. Besides the truck, there's a small fenced-in yard with a massive satellite dish and a little tool shed. Thick green extension cords run from the shed to the trailer, and as we get closer I can hear a television blasting from the home, the laugh track echoing. Seems normal enough. No piles of children's bones out here. Of course, who knows what's hiding in that tool shed? I square my shoulders, take a deep breath, and let it out, reminding myself that I'm a descendant of Hero Twin. I can't do this, I think. I can do this, I think. I climb the 3 front stairs and raise my fist, knock 3 times, and firm and heavy. I hold my breath and wait for the door to open. But nothing happens, just more fake laughing. "Do you think maybe she can't hear us over the TV?" I whisper to Davery. He shrugs. "I didn't know spiders like sitcoms." I knock harder. "Hello?" I yell just in case. "Is anyone home?" The television shuts off, leaving the yard suddenly quiet. Footsteps clomp across the floor inside as someone comes to the door. I wring my hands nervously. "Who's there?" comes a woman's voice. She doesn't sound mean, but maybe a little irritated, like we just interrupted her favorite show. "Sorry to bother you," I shout, cupping my mouth and leaning close to the door, "but we're looking for—" I hadn't thought this through. I can't say Spider-Woman. That would be too weird, because what if this is the wrong house? Then we'd really have some explaining to do. But I can't just stand here. I clear my throat and say again, "We're looking," and then inspiration hits. "To buy a rug!" Genius, if I do say so myself. If Mrs. Age is just a regular weaver, we won't seem completely loony showing up at her door. The door creeps open slowly. I half expect spiders to scuttle out and crawl up my legs, but instead a beautiful Navajo woman stands there. She's wearing a black and red robe that trails all the way down to her feet, and her long black hair is tied back in a messy bun like one an artist might wear. Small gold-framed glasses perch at the tip of her nose, and she squints down at us. She holds a remote control in one hand, and she props the other on a hip. "You guys want to buy a rug?" she asks skeptically. "Yes," I say enthusiastically, maybe too enthusiastically, because her eyes narrow, and it looks like she might not let us in. "We would love to see what you have for sale," Davery adds helpfully, and I sigh with relief. He always knows the right thing to say. "You would?" she asks, sounding surprised. "Well, come on in, then." She pushes the door open wide enough to allow us in and walks back into the trailer. The three of us and the sleeping Mr. Yazzie, still tucked in my hoodie, follow her inside. "You kids want some pop or something?" she asks over her shoulder. "I got Dr. Thunder. That's it. We're not fancy in this house." The trailer is small and cluttered. The walls are covered with rugs of all sizes and colors. A large weaving loom sits in the middle of the living room, surrounded by three smaller ones, and behind them, attached to the wall, is the biggest TV I've ever seen. "Nice," Mac says. "That TV has got to be at least 70 inches. 75, the woman says, smiling. "You like TV?" "I prefer YouTube." "Too bad," she says. "There's some real good shows, especially the telenovelas. So you want some pop or not?" Davery and I exchange a look, and Mac nods vigorously. But I'm thinking of the whole eating children thing. What better way to trap kids for a cook-up than by offering them poison Dr. Thunder? As if she knows what I'm thinking, the woman turns around to fix me with a stare. I've never known a kid to say no to pop, so what's the problem? "We're watching our sugar," Davery says quickly. "We are?" asks Mac, seriously disappointed. The woman eyes us suspiciously, but I give her a thumbs up. "Suit yourself," she says with a shrug. "You wove all these rugs yourself?" I ask. "They're beautiful." "Thank you," she gestures toward the looms. "These are the rugs I'm working on right now. There's more in the shed, but you'd have to wait until my husband comes home to take a look at those. He has the only key. So maybe you can pick one you like now, and I'll finish it for you." "How long will that take?" The woman taps the remote control against her cheek as she calculates. "A year and a half? Maybe 2? 2 years?" I yelp. "We can't wait that long for the map." "Map?" the woman asks. "I thought you said you were here for a rug." "We are," I say. "We're not," Davery admits at the same time. "I really want a soda pop," Mac whines. "You all better tell me the truth," she says. "I don't like naughty kids." I gulp. "Don't eat us," Mac says, lifting his hands in the air. "I'm innocent. It was Nizhoni's idea." Once again, Mac fails to play it cool. "Okay, we might have lied just a little," I say. "We're here to get a map of the glittering world. But I couldn't just come to your door and ask for Spider-Woman." "Why not? I'm not exactly in hiding. The box says Spider on it." "So you are Spider-Woman?" "Depends on who's asking." I introduce myself in the proper Navajo way, and Davery and Mac follow suit. "We have something for you." I walk to her kitchen table and open my backpack. I pull out the carefully wrapped treasures inside and spread them in front of her. The white shell, the black jet, and the abalone shell. She looks at her gifts, mouth pursed. "I see," she says thoughtfully, running a hand over them. She picks up each one in turn and studies it. "These are lovely." I sigh with relief. We brought the right stuff. "But it seems you're missing something," she adds. "What?" "Oh, the turquoise." I lift the leather cord with the pennant from around my neck and hand it to her, trying hard not to feel any regret. Will this do? She examines it the longest, frowning now. It's probably not perfect enough for her. It has become a little worn on one side over the years from my constant touching, and it didn't even come from the mountain. It's not from Sudzil, I say, figuring I shouldn't hide that fact. It was my mother's. Was she a monster slayer, she asked, eyes still on the blue-green stone. I think so. Why would she ask? I never forget a face, and you look just like her, she says, her chin tilted as she studies me. Yeah, she came this way once. Owes me. She's met my mother? Before I can recover from my shock to beg her to tell me more, Spider-Woman pockets the pendant and asks, Now, what was that about Sudzil? We couldn't get the turquoise from there, I explained. There was an accident, and Mac had to choose between holding on to the stone or saving Mr. Yazi's life. I reach into my neckline and lift the still sleeping horned toad from his warm little bed. He paddles his feet and grunts like he's having an excellent dream. I pet him gently across the back with one finger. I don't know if horned toads like to be stroked, but it seems like a good idea, and he settles down and starts snoring. I put him back in my hoodie. Now there's an old face I haven't seen in a while, Spider-Woman says, light dancing in her eyes. How is the little she? He's the one who told us to come here for the map of the Rainbow Road that will take us to the sun. He said you would help us. Spider-Woman pulls a wooden toothpick from her sleeve and picks at her teeth, studying me. Map, you say? I nod. Something that shows us how to cross through the glittering world. I see, she says in a voice that makes it sound like she doesn't see at all. Come sit, everyone. She sets herself down on the far side of the kitchen table, and I slide into the empty seat across from her. Mac and Davery take the 2 remaining chairs. You've brought me some powerful gifts. I will use them to make tools for my weaving, Spider-Woman says, her long, delicate fingers brushing the white shell. They are proof that you climbed the sacred mountains and engaged with their guardians, who are good but not always kind. They don't like strangers much, particularly the human variety. You were brave to face them at all. We all sit up a little straighter at being called brave, but we slump down again when Spider-Woman shakes her head. That's why I'm sorry about what I have to tell you. There's no map. Thank you for tuning in. Join us next time for Chapter 27 of Race to the Sun. Good night, Flagstaff.